Yo, what is up, everybody? Today I want to talk about the importance of stacking up small wins, the importance it can make in how you feel about life, how excited you are to get out of bed, even, and your vibration in general. If you want to get like a little new agey here, I think at this point everyone kind of knows what high vibe is, high vibration. So I think I can kind of just dive into it. So the way I'm going to start this is ask yourself, when do you get excited or happy about something that you're doing? This is totally specific to your particular life. And I can give you some examples, but let's say you're on a run. Do you just get excited when you get to the end of the run? Or do you get excited when you start the run? Or do you get excited along the way when there are checkpoints that you notice or things that stick out? Now let's take it to, I always go to working out because I work out, but when I'm at the gym, for instance, I don't get a particular surge of adrenaline or satisfaction only when I finish working out for the day. I actually get it along the way. So if I'm doing a set of something and I'm pushing myself and I finish the set, my natural inclination at this point is just to be super hyped up. And it goes into the next set and the next set. And I'm like, by the end of my workout, I'm feeling so awesome that it's just like, I'm completely transformed. If I get there to the gym and I'm like, man, I feel too tired to work out today. It's too much. Can't do it. If I do that, which happens some days, especially if you try to go early, that really sucks. But nonetheless, if I go there and I get hyped up after every set, I actually notice myself going like, let's go. Or I have my headphones on, so I don't know how loud I'm actually saying it. Hopefully not too loud. I never triggered the lunk alarm. Not yet. But if I get hyped up every single set, like I start feeling so much better. Okay. So take that advice, take that knowledge, apply it. You can apply this to everywhere in your life. Let's say you have a list of things to do. Instead of being happy at the end of the list of things to do for the day, like start even lowering the criteria for success of the things that you want to do for the day. It's like everything can be like chopped up into smaller segments. And then at each segment, you can get hyped up that you did it. So today I had on my list, I was like, I'm going to post on these platforms today. And I split up each platform, even though it's going to be the same video that I post on each one. It's going to be the same content. It doesn't matter because I'm going to feel hyped up at each level of that. When I finish this video, it's going to be awesome. Even the fact that I made it up here and it's freezing and I'm doing this, I'm already hyped up about that. I'm literally like, you can't see my ears. I can't feel this yet. I can't even feel it. It doesn't matter, because I'm out here, I'm doing it and it feels good. And I can be hyped about that. Let's say you're trying to get better at just not being shy or talking to people. Let's go into where you set your criteria for success when you're doing that. So let's say you're like, I need to make a friend today. And say, I need to make a friend today. Imagine if that was your criteria for success and you're shy and you go out and you're like, hey, be my friend. It's not going to work. You need to literally you need to chop it down. Okay. So let's say you're like, okay, let me chop it down. So if I have a good conversation with someone, then that's a good criteria for success because I succeeded because I talked to someone and they didn't just run away or I didn't just run away. That's a good criteria for success. It's actually not even that good. And I can't say it's not good. It is good. It's great. It's awesome. But let's take it down even more to just saying hello or just greeting someone or smiling at someone or making eye contact with someone. And then you can take that. So even in the beginning of talking to someone, you're like, oh, I already won. So now there's this pressure off your shoulders that you're like, oh, I can just talk with people and they're not going to run away. I mean, maybe they will at first, depending on where you're at socially in your social adaptability, whatever. But take it to the smallest thing. Like you at least have to say hi, probably. Not just like I walked up and then I turned and I left. You probably want to get to the point of being like, okay, hi. And even if it sucks, it doesn't suck because you did it and you can be hyped up about it. So you can apply this to every part of your life, right? If you're working on a song, okay, when working on music for me, I don't think I'm logically thinking that much. So these don't apply as much. That's more of like a complete flow. But where it can get you into a flow is on those days, like I was saying, you go to the gym and you're like, I don't want to do it, man. It's too heavy. But with music or with art, you're like, I'm going to sit down on the computer today and I'm going to write something. I'm going to sit down on the piano today. I'm going to write something. Or I'm going to draw something. I'm going to paint something. And just the act that you started is like, I'm doing it. And you're like, wow, this is cool. And start feeling good about it. It also helps you get in a flow state because it gets you kind of out of your head and you start feeling what is called the winner effect. You're like, I'm winning. This is happening. I'm on the path. I'm doing it, you know? So you can set long-term goals too. I'm not saying just don't ever set goals because they're too far out there. But what this is doing is you're setting yourself on a course for success by taking all the little steps and feeling like, this is great, this is great, this is great, this is great. And you start feeling grateful for every little piece of the puzzle that goes into it along the way. Another thing that I started doing is that I was watching some different videos and they were like, write down 10 things that you're grateful for each day. And I was like, yeah, I used to do that and it was fun. I've been doing it for maybe like a week now, 5 days. And I started doing it like when I wake up. I didn't do it today. I got to do it later. But started doing it when I wake up or right before I go to bed. And it's been pretty awesome. For real. What I've noticed too is I have a couple people in my life, like actually a lot of them. I got really, really, really cool people in my life. But people will tell me, I'll have discussions where people are like, man, it's like so good, you know? They're telling me I'm so grateful for all these things. Like they're resonating on that same frequency. And even strangers starting to, you know, I don't know if it's related. I actually think that it is. I'm pretty 100% sure that it is. Because like in the quantum field, I think things like this are related. When we're talking about frequency and vibration and things vibrating together, like if you hold a tuning fork next to another tuning fork and they share the same frequency, then one will make the other resonate. But if you have two different frequencies, then you hit one, then the other one will not resonate. It'll just stay the same. But when they're matched, then it goes and it transfers the energy across. And since I've started doing this, I guess I should say these things kind of just coincided that I started writing down things that I was grateful for. I'm really trying to get into that vibration, that frequency all the time as much as I can. Started feeling better, but also other people started telling me all the stuff they were grateful for. And they were like, man, I can't even believe I deserve this. It's so good. And what an awesome thing to be surrounded by. Like that energy is so good. And imagine resonating with that when somebody's telling you about it too. And then that like just makes you vibrate even more about it. That's some real stuff. But what can get you to that point is just taking everything one step at a time and making the steps really small and being happy about each little part. Because you can't really see the end goal maybe when you're starting out on a new venture or a new idea or something. But what you can do is just be happy about what you're doing along the way. And then just let that feeling amplify and like feel better and better and better. And instead of feeling like every day is such a chore and it's so painful and you got to do the things you don't want to do, you just do them and you're like, I did that. And it feels good. And you feel good while doing it. It's like an exponential thing, right? So, okay. Love you guys. This was a cool message. This is something I've been thinking about because I was talking to some friends about it. Because he was telling me about his long-term goal. And I was like, dude, realize every single day how awesome it is. Like it's already done. You're just taking the steps. You're just filling in the blanks right now. Every little step and you're going to get there. Awesome. Awesome motivation. And sometimes talking to people about this stuff too, if you do talk about these kinds of topics with your friends or family, it kind of reinforces them in your own reality, in your own life. And that can feel really good too, because it just becomes more real. And people, when they can understand some of these concepts, that also becomes a reinforcement to your own belief systems. And if your belief systems are good and they're positive, that's going to help you create a jumping pad or a launch pad for yourself that's even more stable, even more strong, and you're going to go even further. And I believe in you. Let's go. You're going to go even further, and you're going to kill it, and you're going to win. And it's already done. So, okay, now I'm ending the video. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. More videos on the way. If you haven't followed yet, I'm trying to grow some new social media pages. So please drop a follow, and I'll talk to you soon.